Hey there, this is Stephen Hunter from The Hobbit. I played Bomber. You are watching the Sanitarium with Leatherface. Buckle up. Woo!
Woke up in the sanitarium. In the ring, I feel like Leatherface. Run up, then I bury you. They know the vibes when I'm coming through. They told you lies, but we know the truth. Vibes, gotta let it loose. Yeah, I'm gone, I can't feel my face gone. You won't see my face gone. Feel like Leatherface gone. Feel like Leatherface. Sanitarium. Better get up, sick, make 'em spit up. Witch, coffee whips up, bitch, bathe in his blood. Better get up, sick, make 'em spit up. Witch, coffee whips up, bathe in his blood. Woke up in the sanitarium.
What's up? It's that time. Happy Saturday night here on the Sanitarium with me, Leatherface. We got Phil, the usual patients of the Sanitarium. Trying to adjust my cowboy hat, man. There we go. Is that better? I didn't feel like doing the mohawk tonight. I'm just being too lazy. Yeah, we got a good show for you here tonight. Let me go ahead and bring on Phil. Where the hell's Phil? Where you at? Where you at, Dick? Here's Phil. There he is.
Hola,
what's up,
senor?
sucker? What's going on, man? Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday.
My co-host, partner in crime.
Right on.
Here on the Sanitarium. Fucking El Guapo himself.
I like your hat, brother.
Thank you. Where's your hat at?
That's hanging on the wall back there. I was going to do it, but then I figured black hat, white hat. I don't know. Might be a little too much Western for one show.
Why in the hell would you think that for?
I'll go get it.
I mean, we got Old Glory up in the corner, up here waving away. Oh. Sanitarium, made in America, made in the USA. Now he's going to get his hat.
Well, look at that. You can see my dick from here.
Oh, there he is. It's Paul. Where's Paul? There's Paul down there. I see Paul backstage.
The new sheriff in town.
The new sheriff in town. If you got a white hat on, it means you're the good guy, right?
You're up and you're the bad guy.
Hey, fuck you. Why? Because my white hat's black? That's racist.
Yeah, we got to have balance on the show. It's about balance.
Balance. Oh, yeah. We're like complete like opposites, but we're like such close friends. But I mean, a lot of spectrums that we're completely opposite of. But we put it aside. We put it aside because we're just fucking we hate each other's sides on some things, but we come together. You know,
it's a yin and yang kind of thing.
Yeah. So
but, I'm excited.
Go ahead and tell us about your guest on here tonight. This is someone you know, and you're going to hit the floor with it. So let her rip.
Absolutely, yeah. My good friend Dave Kulczyk. He's a prolific author of mostly about Sacramento crimes. A lot of people don't realize that Sacramento, I believe, has roughly 15% of the nation's serial killers at any given time active. For some reason, it seems to be a place where a lot of people hurt other people. And Dave's written about just about all of them. And he scours archives and finds crimes that have been forgotten and brings them to light again. He's got, I think it's 10 books out, maybe a little bit more, and he's been featured on several television shows. There's Deadly Women, a few others I'm forgetting off the top of my head, but he's a great writer. And I thought he'd be the perfect guest tonight since we want to talk about the Long Island serial killer, a.k.a. the Long Island Ripper, who the police just apprehended in the past couple of days. It's been all over the news.
That dude is fucking scary looking. I mean, his jawline, he looks like some kind of super villain of some kind.
Absolutely. Well, his nickname in high school was Herman Munster. The man's name is Rex Hewerman. He's 59 years old, father of two. Has a wife who just filed for divorce.
I bet. I saw the picture of the family like 3 days later. So they're walking like, oh my god, his daughter had her backpack backwards. They look like a complete mess. But let's go ahead and show a quick clip of the serial killer we're talking about tonight too. So let me show a quick clip before we go into our little break thing.
Roll.
After years of unanswered questions, a break in the unsolved Gilgo Beach murders out of Long Island, as officials announce a suspect is now in custody. Multiple news outlets now reporting the suspect is 59-year-old Rex Hewerman of Massapequa Park.
Rex Hewerman, I'm an architect, I'm an architectural consultant, I'm a troubleshooter, born and raised on Long Island.
Local TV stations report Hewerman was taken into custody in Long Island early Friday morning when a special task force surrounded his home. An architect, Hewerman told YouTube reporters last year he's worked with New York City's Department of Buildings since the late 1980s.
I do troubleshooting, architectural troubleshooting, and negotiations with the building department.
But it was 23 years after his architecture career began in 2010 when the first body was recovered in the so-called Gilgo Beach murders. The investigation started in 2010 after escort Shanann Gilbert went missing near Gilgo Beach. In the search for Gilbert, investigators recovered 4 bodies on the beach, all women in their 20s who were working as escorts.
But he's a troubleshooter, right? So I don't know why he was troubleshooting, but that dude's got his face. That's one to remember.
It's a scary looking guy. He's a very large guy, 6'4", or maybe even taller than that. Well over 250. They said 250. I think that's a little on the light side. I've seen him, and he looks to me close to be a 300-pounder.
Yeah, he's a big looking dude.
He's definitely pro wrestler big, like Big Van Vader big.
Yeah, had that old Paul Orndorff look to him, in his face. That would remind me of a little bit.
It's funny you say that. Yeah, Paul Orndorff's bigger brother.
You know how much I just love Paul Orndorff. Shut up, Mauricio. Mauricio back there down there laughing and shit. I want to hear all that bullshit. We'll go into that another time.
X is gonna jump on the wrestling stuff. But,
oh yeah, he'll be all over it.
Yep.
All right, we'll go to our first little commercial here, and then we'll be back with our guest and a little video I downloaded to represent. So we'll be right back.
Awesome.
Shake and bake.
Not everything is as it seems on the surface, as this family's about to find out.
Are we there yet? Mom, Timmy's pulling my hair.
Timmy, stop it.
Are we there yet? I gotta use the bathroom. Me too.
Well, kids, I told you to go potty back at the house.
Oh, look, honey, we can pull over in a couple miles and let them pee in Uranus.
Yeah, Dad, I want to pee in Uranus. I want to pee in Uranus too, Dad.
Look, honey, the billboard says Uranus is only a couple miles away.
Look, it says the best fudge comes from Uranus.
That sounds delicious. I sure hope they pack my fudge better than your dad does.
Well, I'm sure we'll all learn a few things in Uranus.
I want to try all the fudge in Uranus. I hope they have mint fudge in Uranus.
I'm so excited to be in Uranus with the kids.
And I can't wait to pull into Uranus. I want to be in Uranus.
Fudge, yeah!
If you live too far away to let your family pee in Uranus, don't worry. You can order your fudge online at www.uranusgeneralstore.com. I'm gonna go pee in Uranus right now.
Fudge, yeah!
California Department of Motor Vehicle clerk Donald Birch had suffered most of his life from emotional and psychological problems. The 33-year-old shared his home at 1221 U Street with his wife Hetty. In the early morning hours of January 12, 1971, Birch took his .30-30 rifle and drove to 1301 and a half 8th Street, where he had been informed that his wife Hetty was inside with her boyfriend, 54-year-old John Kelly. Birch shot the lock off the door and entered the apartment. He shot Hetty in the neck and Kelly in the arm. Hetty died on the way to the hospital. Kelly was seriously injured. The police immediately arrested Birch. Earlier in the day, Kelly had an argument with a friend who told him that he was going to call Birch and tell him that his wife was having an affair with him. He made good on his threat. Birch pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter and assault with a deadly weapon, but the judge suspended the sentencing until Birch's psychiatric exams were completed. On June 8, 1971, Judge Joseph Baptich sentenced Donald Birch to the extremely lenient punishment of 6 months in jail and 3 years on probation.
Wow, he's definitely got a light sentence. He had to murph somebody and got 6 months for it. That's it.
Right.
People get more for fucking jaywalking in a G-string.
That was justice in the 70s. Well, California goes light on everything. I mean, it's basically legal to steal now in California.
Oh, yeah, I'm watching the videos. Just walk in there and just
Take
with a
what you want.
backpack and not even in a hurry, just loading their backpack up and walking out.
Take what you want. They won't prosecute you. It's a damn shame because it's
not in this small town.
Gorgeous state, and
let's get into the small town discussion.
Right.
I'm in Roxboro, North Carolina. You ain't doing shit in this little town. For sure. You will not go very far.
Shit, weed's not even legal in North Carolina. That's crazy.
Fuck no. That's scary. So, but you can buy all the moonshine you want and get drunk as shit and go home and beat your wife, but you're good to go.
Yeah, that defies logic to me.
But yeah, shit. But yeah, here's the little clip we had for our guest coming on the show. And
got another one, or you talking about the one we just watched?
No, our special guest.
Special guest.
Our main guest of the night, Dick.
Yeah, Dave. You just rolled it, didn't you?
Yes, Dave. Well, I ain't gonna play it again. I'm about to introduce him.
Okay, introduce him.
Here's Dave.
Oh, hey, man. Hey, I got to clarify something about it's legal to steal in California, because that's not true. What happened is in San Francisco, the cops just don't show up they got so much other stuff going on that they can't respond that quick to somebody just grabbing stuff and leaving. But that's like a BS Republican talking point.
Well, you can take a shit piss on the street in San Francisco and not get a crime now.
Well, they can in your town.
Well, I don't know about that. Maybe down a country.
Who's going by? If you're in a small town, there's no one there. You could.
Yeah, if you're on a country road, yeah, you can probably pinch one off real fast, and hopefully no hillbilly come down the road.
I think
taking a shizer
in North Carolina for that.
Oh shit!
So
welcome
hey,
to
cigar.
I wanted to welcome you to Sanitarium.
Hey.
A longtime friend Phil here.
Yeah, we're creative partners, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Forgive the hats. It's I don't know what we're doing with the hats. It might work. It might not.
I didn't feel like I have a mohawk and I didn't feel like putting all that shit in my hair, so I just put the hat on. I have a.
There we go.
I got a Scottish hat. Oh, Lord Raiden, how are you?
Fine, man. Fine. It's 108 degrees here today, so.
Oh, shit.
It's animal chin.
It's like hot when you can go to East Lawn Cemetery by the mausoleums and you can smell like the bodies. I was like my young great nephews over there when they're visiting in town. Take a deep breath, you guys.
Ew. Yeah, it's kind of icky here too. I mean, 90 degrees with 100% humidity. It feels like 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Minus the bodies in the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some dark shit. I've visited some cemeteries before. Thankfully, I haven't smelled anything.
Yeah. Hey, I'm doing a tour in October of the city cemetery of people that are in my books and stuff. I'm doing it with
Eric.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So we've been at a couple of cemetery tours this year.
Yeah, Eric Bradford does great cemetery tours, and he's been doing it for a couple of years now, right?
Like a decade.
like a decade ago.
Yeah, tell us about those love shows. What do you do?
Well, it's an old cemetery, and it's very, it has giant mausoleums, and there's like Hopkins, one of the big four guys. I think Stanford's there. A whole bunch of people.
Oh, you're down there, down by downtown back there.
Yeah, right.
Oh, okay.
Broadway.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that cemetery goes back to like the gold mining days. Just after the gold rush, really.
I wonder how many dead miners are buried with some gold nuggets for the road.
I doubt
that. Yeah, they've been dug up. They've been dug up already, and then moved over there too.
Well, it was wishful thinking anyway.
Yeah, because there's a school right at Alhambra and J Street that used to be the cemetery.
Yeah,
and they dug it all up, put all the bones that weren't claimed into bone boxes. They're like 2 by 3 by 2. They totally fit skeleton and bones and stuff, and they buried them en masse. I guess like 40,000 of them in the old city cemetery.
Didn't they give away the headstones for people to like put in their gardens and stuff?
Yeah, people just took them. It's like 1958 or so, late 50s, when they got rid of that cemetery. But yeah, people, especially people that live around there, they've changed owners, and they find headstones for footpaths and stuff.
That's crazy shit. Tonight though, we're
down here in the south. They had all those big floods.
Oh yeah, everything comes to the surface with the floods.
Bodies come out.
Yeah. Down here they get the floods, and they come up, and they get little boats going down the river.
Oh, yeah.
Not so much where I'm at, but down in Georgia and a little deeper in south. But that sounds kind of wonderful.
I think that's why they started the vault thing after a certain year with the burial. Everything's got to be inside a cement vault, even though it's down in the ground.
So Uncle Vinny don't become a floater.
Yeah, no kidding. But so tonight, besides the cemetery talk, we brought you on because we wanted to talk about the Long Island serial killer, and I think you were telling me that you know somebody who knew the guy or commuted with the guy, something to that effect.
Yeah, I have a friend who's an engineer on the Long Island Railroad, and she works with different conductors and stuff. She's in a nice cubicle, all by herself. The conductors have to go around and deal with people, and 3 different conductors had run-ins with that guy. He's just an asshole, That's the only way he could be described.
Yeah, it's I've done a bit of research and been watching all about him. What I find really interesting is the guy has to be a millionaire, right? I mean, he's I heard that he got $200,000 from Donald Trump to renovate his own office. He has an office there where they arrested him in Manhattan. He's an architect and a troubleshooter, according to his own words. And yet his house was a dump and considered an eyesore by the neighborhood. And he's married too and has 2 kids. And I'm just wondering why his wife never got on his ass about painting the house or anything like that. This guy's a millionaire. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
He was making the bread. Yeah, he didn't have to deal with all that.
Well, he could have paid somebody to do it. Instead, he was collecting guns and carrying steel doors home for a gun vault. But I don't know if there's some suspicion that he may have kept some of the victims at his house while his wife was away, and maybe that's what that vault was for.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I like they asked his wife, she's about getting divorced, and she goes, "Well, that's the way it goes." There's something real nonchalant like that,
Jesus Christ.
But what can you say? I mean,
It's like my husband was renting hookers and murdering them all along the ocean. That's
kind of makes her look kind of stupid too.
Yeah, I saw you see the picture of the family when they were walking away? They get their first paparazzi picture. It was the daughter wearing a backpack backwards, and the wife and the son they all are just like screwing along a wall damn near. I'm like, oh man, that's got to be embarrassing.
Yeah.
Have you heard anything about the original police chief? That basically the reason why the case took 13 years to solve. Do you know anything about that?
No, I don't know anything about that.
That's this guy. He botched the investigation basically, and
He was in on it.
well, it wasn't that he was in on it. He had his own skeletons in his closet that he was trying to hide, I think, and so he basically refused FBI help, which is unheard of. I mean, nobody refuses the FBI, especially in a serial killer case. And it turns out that he ended up doing 46 months in federal prison back in 2016 for beating up a thief named Chris Loeb, who stole a bag out of his police car. Right, this is the chief of police, Suffolk County. Right, ex-Suffolk County police chief, and he had a bag in his cruiser that had a dildo. What else did he have? That a DVD of women being bound, gagged, and tortured, and what else? Sex toys.
Speaking of torture, here's Time with Maynard time.
Hey guys, it's Maynard time. Brother.
Sorry, I had to do it. I had to do it.
I don't trust Maynard. Maynard looks like the next serial killer to be arrested.
He does, doesn't he? He's just gonna fart on people and drop fucking fart gummy bears on people tied up. It's like waterboarding someone with a fart jelly bean. Yeah.
This police chief though, James Burke, he was actually arrested, did 46 months in jail for beating the hell out of the guy who stole the bag of stuff out of his thing, and he supposedly had a child with a sex worker / prostitute. I guess that term is interchangeable nowadays. And he was also a cross-dresser, which I don't know what you would call that nowadays. There's so many different terms.
Mental illness.
Well, it's not trans, because that's actual trans. Cross-dressing, I guess, is something else. But this guy was police, and he had videos of women being bound, gagged, and tortured. And yet he was supposed to be investigating somebody who actually did bind, gag, torture, and murder these women and dump their bodies in his small town. And so, yeah, this is the reason why it took 13 years for them to finally solve it. In fact, it didn't take that long once they brought the case back up in just a year ago, 2022, and now they have an arrest. Just a little over a year later.
Is that sheriff still in prison?
No, he's out now. That was 2016. He did 46 months, so he's been released now, and now he just I guess is trying to maintain a low profile.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah,
I bet that's going to come all out pretty soon. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the reason why they tried to rush and arrest the guy now, Mr. Hewerman, is because they believed he was still contacting sex workers using burner phones and was planning on killing. And they believe he may be involved with murders that are in other states because he traveled. Apparently, his wife traveled too. This is an interesting case. For that, for many reasons, but it also has some similarities to other cases like the Craigslist killer. Was it Philip Markoff, the guy who was arrested in Boston?
Yep.
Similar MO with choosing his victims. And I mean, classically, Dave, you know this, is that female sex workers have always been at high risk for serial killers, have always been almost the prey of choice because the police don't like to investigate their disappearances. When they disappear, I hate to say it, but the authorities just don't seem to care, or at least that's the way it was.
A lot of them live very transient lifestyles, and they don't know where they lived last or anything. But yeah, the cops don't care. Cops, I'd say the cops don't care about anybody, but
no.
Yeah.
But I live in California, so
yeah. It's the guy also apparently had a huge gun collection. I think they confiscated over 200 guns.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's not collecting; that's a catch.
Well, it's interesting too because the northern states aren't that easy to get a gun.
Yeah.
I mean, he did have permits for some of them, but not all of them.
Well, he also had a timeshare in Vegas.
Wow.
So Nevada's the easiest place to buy a gun.
Yeah, all the gun shows. Oh yeah, all the gun shows every weekend.
A lot of bodies in the desert too.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
another thing is that there's quite a few women that sell their bodies in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
I wonder how many are missing and are connected to this guy.
I'm no kidding.
So is it selling their body or is it renting their body?
I think it's renting.
It's
Leasing.
renting. And you don't sell. It ain't sold until you're married.
Yeah, well, you pay for it one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
You pay for
Temporary or in the long run. Yep.
Yeah. So far he's been charged with only 3 of the murders, but they believe he's responsible for at least a 4th, which turns out to be the first victim, Maureen Brainerd Barnes.
They were all pretty cute too.
Yeah, he had a type, small, petite, attractive young women.
Yeah.
There's been a few that have come out now that actually workers that have had dates with him that survived.
Oh, he didn't kill him.
Yeah, well, they said he creeped them out and they ended the dates early. There's at least 2 of them that I know of that I've watched, brief interviews with. What I find interesting is the bodies. Well, a lot of it is interesting, but the bodies were all found in burlap sacks, and I'm wondering where the fuck do you get burlap nowadays?
Yeah.
It's not like it's the 1800s. Who the hell has burlap?
You already got it on Etsy or something.
Right?
Yeah, I don't even think they even use burlap for potato sacks anymore.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I mean, it's just like maybe back when I was a kid.
Coffee comes in burlap.
Yeah, if you buy it by bulk, right?
Yeah, by the 50-pound bag.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But crazy. And then as far as the DNA, they found his wife's hairs on 1 or 2 of the victims. And they say that's transference, from him to the victim, which is interesting. They only found 1 of his hair on the victim, and that's the DNA they used to match to a pizza crust that was discarded outside of his office.
Can you imagine that the one that fat bastard? That was probably the one piece of crust he should have ate.
No shit.
That fat bastard. I guarantee his taint smells like cold cuts.
Yeah,
Vinegar,
he probably ate that whole pizza by himself. That's like,
I bet he smells like a Ukrainian soldier in the desert. All right, so he should have ate that crust. If he ate that crust, then maybe,
but
the one time
he's like a big oaf, man. He towers over the cops walking him around, doing the perp walk. The guy's huge,
Yeah,
I think everybody's known a guy like that, gets a little too close when he's kind of drunk and shit, and you're like, yeah, come on, man,
You're like, come on, cold cuts, back up.
All right, I gotta go get another beer,
Jeez.
Make an excuse to get away from him,
Well, they called him Herman Munster in high school. Because of his height, but he's also been referred to as an ogre or ogre-like. It's kind of look like Shrek, maybe. Take the hair off him.
He smells like Shrek. Smells like a swamp from the head, donkey.
Apparently, the new vehicle of choice for this serial killer is the Chevy Avalanche, which they haven't made in years.
Oh,
Avalanche.
really?
Yeah.
That's kind of a small truck for a big dude. That's like getting a.
He had 2 of them, so he really liked Avalanches.
What the hell? That's an ugly truck. That's not even really a truck.
Like I said, they don't make them anymore. There's a reason.
Yeah.
So
must have been good for hauling bodies.
Yeah. Apparently, he cried and claimed his innocence when they arrested him. Said he didn't do it. Now he's on suicide watch. Which Philip Markoff, the Craigslist killer, the one they arrested in Boston, he killed himself. So it wouldn't be a surprise if this guy did try to kill himself.
Did Epstein kill himself?
Epstein was murdered. Come on, everybody knows that.
Yeah, we all know that.
It's like no doubt. It's like OJ did it. Everyone knows.
Yeah.
It's like the glove didn't fit, but we know you still did it somehow.
Yeah. It says also that this guy has ties to South Carolina. Isn't that where you're from?
Well, he's is in North Carolina right now.
I'm in North Carolina. I'm from Sacramento. I grew up 45 years in North Islands.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
What'd you move out east for?
I'll give you a hint. Where's it? Oh, wrong one. Where's it at? Every night, trying to sleep.
Yeah. They were like, North Highlands and North Sac got that shit every night.
It's like fucking Vietnam outside every night.
But that guy, there was it sounded like a bomb was going off every night around there.
I know.
Yeah. And
you hear it from miles away. It's like it's from the same side, that big old boom. You can hear it from, oh man, so far away.
The guy killed himself. The guy, about a year after I left there, they found out the guy was right on Del Paso Boulevard, right where it like splits off. And crappy old house, blew up half of the house. The guy was making his own bombs and letting them off. And it took him like blowing himself up to get caught. The cops couldn't figure it out before then. It had been going on for years. Just pathetic.
Oh, well, guys, we're half hour in. It's about time to go ahead and go to our second break and come back with the round table. Wow. Thanking our guest David for coming on. It's been awesome so far. We're gonna bring the round table on, bring the rest of my friends on, talk about some more murders, death, kills. We'll be right back.
MDK,
baby.
The best fudge comes from Uranus. Uranus, Missouri. That felt good. Tastes even better. Wow. Deep in the crack of America's heartland, the citizens of Uranus are bursting to give you their amazing fudge. That's right, fudge from Uranus. I'm not fudging with you. We're literally in Uranus. That's the mayor of Uranus, and you can get your fudge out the back door at UranusGeneralStore.com. And we're not fudging with you. I'm as serious as a fudging horse kick to the side of your fudging head.
I am as serious as forgetting your fudging anniversary.
I'm serious as skid marks on your fudging undies.
I'm serious as fudging a pregnancy test. I'm serious as fudging the presidential election. I'm serious as fudging the bar exam.
Uranus squeezes out so many different fudges that they have a fudge for everyone. They got blueberry fudge, chocolate fudge, vanilla fudge, chocolate pecan fudge, mint chocolate fudge, cookies and cream fudge, peanut butter fudge, M&M fudge, toffee bar fudge. There's a fudge for everyone. Right now I'm making the mayor's #2 favorite flavor of fudge. You can try some at UranusGeneralStore.com. Click now. That is some yummy fudge from Uranus. The best fudge does come from Uranus, Mr. Mayor. That's my dad. Go to UranusGeneralStore.com and order the best fudge and fudge this side of the Mississippi. And the other fudge inside, too. We can't contain it anymore. Uranus is about to explode across your screen and your front door. Ooh, fudge! Quit prairie dogging and order the best fudging fudge ever. Hey, Mr. Prairie Dog. So if digging for fudge in Uranus isn't your thing, then bring your fingers over here. Uranus offers a lot more than fudge. They got fudge and magnets. They got fudging hats and the hottest fudging calendars of Uranus you've ever fudging seen. Ooh, that's cool. But if you ask me what the best part about Uranus is, other than the fudge in Uranus, it's the fudging shirts. Fudge not, lest ye be fudged first. Fudge, 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 fudge. Want to see more of Uranus? Come see the amazing attractions like the Moonicorn Creamery and Funnel Cakery. Fudge it great. Escape Uranus escape rooms. Fudgerific. Uranus Sideshow Museum. Hot fudge. Chicken Bones Party Bar and Grill. Fudge, yeah. So quit fudging around. How many more times do I need to say fudge to get you to order some fudge and fudge? Seriously, Uranus can't hold this fudge forever, so you might as well order some fudge today, for fudge's sakes. Go to UranusGeneralStore.com and order your fudge today. Or come down here and drop some deuces yourself. Peace. Welcome to Uranus! Let's make Uranus great again. Fudge, yeah! Fudge, 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 fudge. Fudge.
In a time and place where kids were forced to fight for survival.
Jesus, I'm just hoping when I lop this dude's filthy head off, his cock will be rigor mortied for like 30.
Food is sparse.
Jesus, I'm starving.
And so are the women.
God damn it, Samuel. See if you could cut that tree stump off and fit it up my anus.
These are the Hunger Gays.
Oh, god damn, cock back with your spoo arrow and shoot it in me.
Oh, coming this summer to theaters near you.
God damn it, what are you doing in that tree? Climb down off that hard piece of wood and climb onto mine.
Written by Suzanne Collins.
Is that a bow and arrow in your pocket, or are you happy to see me?
Readapted by Aman Krausen.
Take your filthy love weapon and stuff it deep inside my fight tunnel.
The hunger has been satisfied.
Welcome back to the sanitarium. Thank you, my cold accent. Does it sound spooky? It's about the murder and death and killers, also known as MTK. I'm just kidding. I'm fucking around. That's a cool accent, though, huh? It's like, what do you think, Phil? Is this my murder voice? I'm gonna murder you and funnel your shame hole. Your shame hole, Phil. All right. Welcome back. This is the round table. Want to go ahead and start introducing people. First of all, want to welcome Paul Dale Roberts. Yay!
Hey, what's going on? We got a great guest.
Excellent, huh? Paul Dale Roberts, the main host, the main leader here in the roundtable discussion. Let me go ahead and bring everybody else on. Next, we have the Executioner.
Yes, motherfucker. Great guest you got.
Hell yeah, he's awesome, huh?
Yeah, I like
Next, we have my co-host and my dear buddy, El Guapo, a.k.a. Phil.
Hola, senor.
Hola. We have Terry the Taint. Are you gonna do it? Oh.
Jesus.
Oh wow. How'd that feel?
Great.
That was great. that was one hell of an entrance there. Last but not least, here's Dave.
Hey, how's it going?
So, welcome to the round table. This is me and my buds. All get together and we pick on you and ask questions and talk about taints and that kind of stuff. But tonight, mostly focusing on murder and all that good stuff. So we'll go easy. We'll go easy on the taints.
Hey, Dave, you remember the Morris Solomon Jr. case?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another guy that the police didn't want to investigate the cases because it was prostitutes.
Yeah.
And the cops were involved in it.
Black prostitutes too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you talking about the dude from Oak Park?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He was
that guy was a sick bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the handyman killer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you have so many serial killers that were in Sacramento, from Doretha Puente, Morris Solomon Jr. You had Gerald Armand Gallego and his wife Charlene Adele
the
Gallego.
Gallegos.
Richard
Chase,
Tristan Chase, the Vampire of Sacramento.
Yep. Gallegos right there.
Oh yeah.
They're all in the book.
About Roger Kibbe, I-Fi Strangler.
He's the one I did not put in the book. He was supposed to be in the second installment, and honestly, the first one didn't sell enough for me to write a second one.
Oh my God.
Well, there was also a serial killer in 1941 in Sacramento, so it goes way back. And that guy, they called him the Sacramento Basher, and they never really caught a good name on him, but like Yolo County and some of the surrounding counties kind of cleared their dead guy in the sloughs thing. But he really did kill like 5 people. They were all gay cowboys from Yolo County for the most part. And he beat them to death. And they thought that he was a military guy because he drove like a military type vehicle. And the people that were alive that saw him.
The
mad killer. There he is.
Wow.
So right when Pearl Harbor happened, the killings all stopped. So that kind of gave more credibility to him being a military guy, because we had 3 Air Force bases right here in Sacramento at the time, with 2 Air Force bases and some other things, an armory and stuff. So they think that he went somewhere else. Either that, or he was caught in some other crime and was put away. Because in 1955, the murders started happening again, and at least 4 men were killed in the same way by another serial killer. That would have been about 17 years from the first ones in 1941, and the average sentence that someone gets for murder in California is like 15 to 17 years.
Well, that ain't bad.
Hey, David, I don't know if you ever heard of this case, but it was Luis Rodriguez, and on the Causeway, he killed 2 CHP officers.
Oh, right. That's why their names are on there.
Yeah. And I actually knew him back in the 70s. And I was Arthur Murray's dance instructor.
Uh-huh.
And I was teaching him how to dance and his wife how to dance. Wow. And I would have never thought he would be involved in something like that. But to find out he was involved with Charles Manson, some of his followers, and he was also involved with the lady that got her arms cut off, hacked off. And she was hitchhiking, and he picked her up and brought her back to his apartment and got intimate with her.
That's a popular thing on Instagram now these days.
Yeah.
This is all the amputees and all the chicks with no arms and legs and shit.
Yeah.
And they all got OnlyFans and shit. All right, go ahead.
There was a guy that actually picked her up hitchhiking and chopped off her arms. And she was seen walking on the freeway naked with her arms up, but they've been chopped off by that guy.
She's still alive.
Luis Rodriguez was involved with her.
She survived. She's still alive.
Yeah.
That's ouch there. That's deep. You cut your freaking arms off when you live and you run down the road. You'd be like,
oh god.
You know, little stubby is running down the freeway.
You guys remember this happened
sorry.
Maybe 2003 or 2004, and I just moved here, so I wasn't really aware of where everything was. But it was like a junkyard for semi-trailers, and I think it might have been in West Sacramento. And this thing had been closed for like 20 years. They opened it up and they found like this mummified body of like this 20-year-old kid who went missing like 25 years earlier. And they think he climbed in there just to get out of the rain or something, and somebody went by and closed it while he was sleeping.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's a fun way to wake up.
Yeah, he was from like Washington State or something.
David, are you familiar with Marcus Thomas? He was the brother of Philip Michael Thomas, a.k.a. Tubbs on Miami Vice.
Yeah.
And he was the Oak Park rapist.
He was?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Not the Morris Solomon guy. There had to be more than one there was Oak Park killer, and then I guess an Oak Park rapist.
Yeah. The Oak Park killer, well, the handyman killer, which was
exactly.
Yeah. And I mean, and then you have all your high profiles like Linda Squeaky Fromme. She was the attempted assassination of Gerald Ford. Patty Hearst. When I got out of the service in 1976, I moved to W Street. Come to find out, Patty Hearst and the Sudanese Liberation Army were holed up in an apartment complex just 1 block away from where I was living on W Street in Sacramento.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Hey, Paul, have you heard of Teresa Noor?
No, I haven't.
You want to all those other ones I put in the comic book too, but you want a real nasty one. Teresa Noor locked her own daughter in a cupboard, like a broom closet, and murdered her, shot her, tried to remove the bullet, ended up like burning her body. It gets really gruesome.
Hey, did you put Dorothy Quinte in there, whatever her name is?
Yeah,
Dorothy Puente. I've been inside of her home.
Yep.
Well, you're lucky.
And I am.
Yeah, my friend My friend actually used to rent the property.
Yeah.
There's a plaque.
Yeah, my friend was renting Dorothy Puente's property for a good while, and we used to party there.
In the basement?
Mm-hmm.
Basement apartment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's terrifying. What are you going to find in that place?
Yeah, I did.
Everybody, but you know that happened at the same time Morris Solomon was discovered. They discovered Dorothy Puente.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. And the Sacramento News and Review, they had me investigate Dorothy Puente's house to see if it was haunted.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you find? What'd you find?
I mean, we just got like orbs on the rooftop. We took some pictures, so you could see some orbs. I think we got one EVP, and that was about it. We didn't get much. Yeah. And then
live there now. They have like little signs on their fence saying "Don't trespass or we'll bury you" or stuff like that.
Hey, we'll continue her work.
Yeah.
And
well,
David and Phil.
One person was buried sitting in the sitting position in her front yard, and they hacked off her head because her head was sticking out of the ground.
Oh, wow.
So they weren't buried very deep.
Oh, she did. Oh, she pissed off.
Dorothy was old, I guess, or not that strong, maybe.
Yeah, she drugged them.
Well, the East Area Rapist is also probably the most famous killer out of Sacramento now, right?
Right. Yeah, the Golden State Killer.
Yeah, the Golden State Killer, exactly.
And Phil and David, did you guys write up anything on the Good Guys Shootout, where they had that hostage standoff? If you guys recall that one.
I've never written about it, but I'm familiar with the story. That was like really crazy.
Yeah.
That was gruesome.
Yeah, Sacramento has a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, people don't realize just how bloody Sacramento is. You know, I mean, like was it Kaczynski? Kaczynski stayed in Sacramento twice in hotels, and one of his victims was murdered there. Didn't we do a video out in front of the building, Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah. We have Kaczynski killed two people, and the second one was right across the street from the Attorney General's office where my wife works.
Damn.
And, the guy opened up. Actually, I just found out that my mother-in-law knew the guy, and but his head was blown right into the vault ceiling.
Well, you know, there is a magic word in the word Sacramento, right? The sacrament.
Yeah.
So I think Sacramento was just fucked from day one. So.
Well, man, you know about the first sheriff of Sacramento? He was a 27-year-old bar owner, and he got elected sheriff. And I wrote about it in my very first book. It's like the first thing, because you don't know about the squatters riot. We all heard about that happening.
Oh, the Occupy?
Yeah, that's where. No, this happened in 1850. The squatters, it's just the land was. Everything was owned and bought and sold, and people were trying to set up tents and stuff and on land that wasn't built on. And he had Sutter had the sheriff come tear down their tents and shit. They all got mad, and you know these are guys that just came out of the Spanish American War. You know these guys are veterans. You know they're thousands of miles away from home. The average age is 26 years old. So they didn't take any crap. So anyways, they had they basically did a parade, and at J and 5th Street, they met up with the mayor and a bunch of other people, officials, the sheriffs. They started shooting, and a bunch of people got killed, including the Sacramento's first mayor died of his wounds like 2 months later in San Francisco. And the city assessor was like shot off his horse, killed. So a couple of days later, they find out that there's a bunch of squatters hiding out over at Sac State, right where that overpass goes over the river and stuff. That was a Pony Express stop. That was the last one, or the second to the first one. That was the Pony. That's the first place they changed horses, or the last. So that was at the time this guy had this cabin there, and these guys that were wanted from the squatters were all hiding out there. So McKinney gets, he's hot-headed 27-year-old guy, gets his posse together. They ride over there. He starts yelling at them to get out, and they were like, "Hey, get away! We'll turn ourselves in later." And the sheriff McKinney just marched right into their dugout log cabin, and just everybody started shooting. The sheriff turned around and he walked back outside and he said, "I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead." And then he fell face first into the ground, just totally dead. So ended up being a couple of people got killed inside, and the guy whose cabin it was escaped and lived to be an old man. But that was our first sheriff and our first mayor. Both got killed.
Wow. That's not a good ending for our founding sheriff.
A lot of people don't know either. That's the largest slaughter of Native Americans in the United States happened in Sacramento Valley right after the gold rush. Roughly 200,000 Native Americans in a 10-year span of time were murdered. Back when they had the bounty, they literally had a bounty. You could get a $5 gold piece for bringing a Native American scalp into the Capitol.
Yeah.
And if you found a Native American child, you could just take the kid as your slave or whatever. There was an instance where a guy came in with 2 Native American children, and somebody asked him, how'd you get these kids? And he said, "Are their parents dead? How do you know they're dead?" He goes, "I know they're dead because I killed them." So he literally killed the parents and took these 2 kids and made them his slaves.
So when the gold rush happened, this area had already been just smallpox killed everybody, like 80% of the native population. There was like a village every mile on every river, the Bear, the Feather, the American, every river, like just every 2 miles, there's a whole village. And, for 15,000 years, they all traded together. They had so much spare time that they made puzzles and they had games, It was paradise, and the smallpox hit them, killed them all. So by the time the gold rush people in Sutter came, it was like the Road Warrior, the second Road Warrior movie.
Mm-hmm.
Just everyone was, their whole family was dead, and their whole tribe was dead, and they were just all distracted.
What was the original name of the American River, Dave? I know I've got it in the book. I just haven't looked. It's Suarez de la River, Rio de la Suarez. It was it was River of Sores or something like that because of the smallpox.
I don't know. Never heard that.
Yeah, no, it's the what is it? God. If it's shit. Yeah, no, there's an original name. Before it was they named it the American River because so many Americans were squatting on it and camping by it. But prior to that,
Mom. Mom.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
And so that, I guess in Spanish that means sores, River of Sores, and they said it was because of like Christ's wounds. That's the story. But it's also another idea is because of the smallpox, right? Didn't you say it was like fur traders or something were coming up that river before?
Yeah. Damn it, I should really know who it was. It was one of those. Oh my God!
It was before Sutter, right? It was
before Sutter. It was. He came walking down from Oregon all the way down, and they were trapping on the American River. They ended up in L.A., and the Spanish or the Mexicans told them to leave. So, it's Fremont. Yeah.
Hey, David.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't Wyatt Earp's brother live in Sacramento? And I think he's buried at East Lawn.
Yeah, he's buried in the old Sac cemetery.
Hey, Paul, where do we went to an investigation one time up there in the mountains, and there was that old ass Western hotel that we stayed at, and there was a check-in guest list book that had Wyatt Earp signature on it. Remember?
Yeah, that's right.
That's when I broke the window. Remember?
Oh my God! Yeah, that was in Washington, California.
Yes.
You broke the freaking window. You had you had the cops coming after us.
Or for me, but it was an accident, you know.
No, David needs to put you in his next book on how you broke that window in Washington, California, and the cops were after you.
Story of my life. Story of my life.
Yeah, that's Face the Window Breaker.
Oh yeah, the breaker of windows. Yeah.
Speaking of books, Dave, you want
gangster.
to plug your book? You got a copy of it? You can show us.
Yeah, let's see it.
My latest book, Deadly California Murders, Accidents, and Robberies Gone Wrong. It's my 8th book. I have all of them are about California except one, and that one's called 1926, which Phil did the cover of this. He took the picture of that. So I'm going to plug this one in 2026 if I'm still alive. And because no one cared about it when I released it in 2020.
Watching that flame dance up my taint.
Blame it on COVID.
Blame it on COVID.
Yeah, I like the California fruits and nuts and flakes. I don't have it in front of me.
There's a lot of that. There's a lot of that there.
Fruits, flakes, and nuts. Dave's got another great book. Yeah, that one.
Oh wow.
Flakes and nuts.
You can get all these on Amazon.
Yeah.
So everybody who's watching, go out there to Amazon and buy one of Dave's books.
Some of them are even in finer bookstores too.
Sacramento.
Hey, Phil, where's your books at?
Mine, Amazon's the only place you can get it.
Okay.
Amazon.
If you want a copy,
Well, man,
give me your address. I'll send you a copy.
Yeah, just send me a copy, man.
Hey, Face is actually in my books because when he was paranormal investigator for HPI, all the stories got into the books, even about his window breaking.
You're going straight to hell, Face.
I know. I was in a lot of your books.
Yeah, you were in a lot of them. Yeah, and I believe too. Broadway was in some of my books too.
Oh yeah. That's the man.
Yeah.
Well, David, it's about that time. Want to thank you for coming on the show. It's been pretty awesome.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Love talking about murder, death, kill on a Saturday night.
Yeah,
that works for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead and tell everybody where they can go ahead and purchase your books and all that good stuff.
Yeah, you can get my books on Amazon. I got an author page there, and all 8 of my books are available, most of them even on Kindle. And yeah, it'd be really great to check them out there.
I mean, we'll be checking you out. Want to thank everybody for coming out to Sanitarium tonight. Oh, my fucking hat's fucked up. Thank everybody for coming out tonight. We off the hook. Bye-bye.